Okay, so in order to test, we need to create controls. We need to know what controls we are going to use. So we are going to use Internet Explorer, and we're going to do a simple Google search. Of course, it becomes obvious that we need to provide data into this input field and see the results. For this, we need to first create a folder here to keep things tidy. I'll call it Today's Software Magazine, and I will begin scanning the application. As you may notice, we already have a plethora of options here. I'm going to select desktop. So I can even use the select on screen option, but I don't usually use it. So I prefer the more classical way. This is just the way I do it. It's not a standard way. Uh, every tester has his or her own option on how to do things. So I have selected this. This is uniquely identifiable. You see, this is the Xscan window. Right, I have selected the control like this, and of course I select some properties to make it uniquely identifiable, and I will call this Google search input. I will save this, close, and it looks like this. Google search input, and I will say Google front page or search page. This is a Google search page in which I have a control. Now you see no programming is involved. Then I'm going to search for, let's say, Anna, and I have a different page, the Google results page. So I'm going to scan it again. Now I have less options because shift was not pressed. I select desktop. Yes, start. And I'm presenting with a simplified version of the page. Of course, I can request more details, even more details, or even all of the details. But for the purpose of this, something simple should suffice. So we again have the input box, which now is populated. So we have the input, and we also have on this page this navigation table. It's this one. So I'm going to select it. It's uniquely identifiable. I'll call it pagination table, and going back to the input, I don't want to use by ID, I want to use by name because I'm certain that the name here doesn't change, and I can rename the module right here Google results page and save, and it looks like this. I have a pagination table and I have an input. Okay, this is how we create modules which are basically abstractions of controls that we are going to use in our tests.